Before we get started on today's morning briefing, don't forget if you're headed to Ensenada, you're going to want to give Zeke Casas a call. Only 15 minutes from downtown, but just check out that spectacular view while in Ensenada, Baja California Norte. And if that garage door is giving you a problem, then you're going to want to call your garage door man. That's Joe Welker. Tax problems? Nobody better than our friend Tim Marquez. Tim's been doing taxes for 35 years. Give the tax man a call today. And for your heating and or air conditioning needs, you're going to want to talk to our dear friend John Lopez at Efficient Heating and Air Conditioning. Good Tuesday morning, everybody, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California on this gorgeous morning. Just look at that sunrise, these nice calm seas. There's a pretty good wind blowing, and I got to tell you, it's chilly down here today. What a day we had with Friedman Adventures yesterday. 3 live shows, the Danny Cadota Show, Tackle Shop Confessions. We went live to Ventura and talked to Captain Daniel Hottaway about his great fishing and seeing orcas. We've got some dramatic photos of those orcas taken by a private boater off the bow of the Island Spirit. Incidentally, this Friday we're on board the Island Spirit, and you can join us. Go to VenturaSportFishing.com or give them a call at 805-676-3474. And another reminder, everybody, if you're on that trip, we have at the end of today's morning briefing, we're going to tag on that interview with Daniel, that live interview. He'll talk to you about tackle and so much more. And our April Rockfish opener, also on board the Island Spirit, is selling out. If you're on our Friday trip and you want to reserve, you'll be able to do that on board. I'll bring my books and get you signed up. But it's going fast, so send me a text if you'd like to join us on that or any other trip. Remember, 657-227-6459. Is this beautiful or what? We're going to talk long range. We'll go south of the border. We'll cover the islands, the local fishing, and so much more. I'll get set up on this absolutely gorgeous Tuesday morning before I set sail for San Diego in a few more hours. I'm heading down there with a load of fishing equipment for the kids on Cedros Island, lots of clothing, and so much more. Going to hand it off to Diego Nuno on board the Royal Star. Take care. I'll get set up. Gorgeous Tuesday morning. Oh, my God. Whoa, Michael, please.
Look at that. Watch out. Back for a second. Let's go.
Wow.
Hold on a second. Got it, Phil?
Yeah.
Look at that. There's even 2 more that fell out. Look at that.
Got it, Phil? Why are you throwing them back in?
Yeah.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10. There's like 20 in there. How do you like
A lot
that?
of shorts in this one.
God.
Right?
Pull that one off the back end, Jake.
Enough.
Wow.
I just leave his ass in there. He's short.
Oh, there's a bunch. Show us.
Oh, no, you might have to measure that.
That one is cool.
Hey, Michael, that might be legal too, buddy.
Wow.
Hey,
Whoa.
look at that
Another
one.
nice haul.
Look at that one.
Wow.
Few legals in there. 1 or 2 or 10.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
Oh my God.
Another good scent there, guys.
Oh man, there's 4 legals in there at
Probably
least.
3 right there. Another 4.
And
Bunch of shorties here. Look at this little guy. Look at the little cutie.
Oh.
A little male. I like it. I'm gay.
I know that. See him.
Later.
Oh! Now we're talking. Woo! There's 4 legals in there at least.
Please, there's one.
Oh wow.
One.
Whoa.
Well, there's 2. The rest of them are measurers. I don't think the other one's illegal.
Promise you he's got a Woody right now.
I do. You want to feel
This
it?
one's legal right here.
Yeah,
That's
that might
legal.
be. Heck yeah. The first one.
And boy, there's a bounty of
At least 2.
Look at that.
Hey,
That's
let's go
illegal.
back.
That's a legal one.
Yep. Easily legal.
Whoa, another
Now I'm
one.
keeping up. Now I'm keeping up.
Hey, good morning, my dear friends, and welcome to beautiful Surfside, California on this gorgeous, chilly morning. It's a little bit cold down here this morning. There's a little bit of a wind blowing offshore also, but I'll tell you, it is absolutely beautiful with that sunrise and full moon and that gorgeous Eastern Pacific back there. Keep your eyes back there because we've had dolphin shows, fish jumping out of the water, and all kinds of other great stuff. Hit that like button. We deeply appreciate it when you do that. Also, share these videos with a friend and subscribe to the Friedman Adventures YouTube channel, or follow us over there on Facebook, YouTube. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, on Apple Podcast, and Spotify. You know what time it is. It's time for the morning briefing. Good morning, my friends. Pretty cold. Man, I haven't been down here that long setting up. It is chilly here this morning, but man, we are ready to bring you all the very latest. On the intro, you saw a lot more from our amigo out of 22nd Street Landing lobster hoop netting trip the other night. It was a ball. I got to tell you, Friedman Adventures, courtesy of Doug Tilk, was on board that great trip, and we had a ball catching limits of lobster for every single angler on board. That is 7 lobster. And when you calculate it out, it comes to about $700 worth of lobster per person on that trip. Doug, thank you so very much. We had an incredible show last night with Sam De La Torre at Island Fishing Tackle, and Claudia Fernandez was our guest of honor last night. Her niece is the little girl with Down syndrome in Mexicali, Mexico, who urgently needs surgery, and she came and shared that story with us. And then Doug Tilk, I invited him to come up, and he made a donation to Claudia. It was a beautiful moment, and I can't thank Claudia enough. And then the after party was pretty darn good also over there at SoCal Wings. We like hanging out there after Tackle Shop Confessions, and we had a great time. Tyler Tanaka from Tennessee joined us last night. Tyler, good morning to you. And of course, Mitchell and Dan Lighthouse and Michael Limon and so many others. It was a great night. Bob Gifford, I don't want to leave anybody out, but it was so much fun. And I highly recommend you go back and watch that show. I know you're going to enjoy it. All right, let's jump into it. Royal Polaris is making their way towards San Diego. I believe they are on a 10-day trip. Not positive on that one. And they had outstanding yellowtail action yesterday as they make their way back up from fishing down below, where they've had a little bit of wahoo, some good bluefin and yellowfin tuna fishing. It's been really, really good long-range fishing here recently. I haven't heard from some of the boys for a while. I don't know what that means exactly. Could mean two things. They're really, really busy catching fish, or it's been a little bit slower. Probably the former, because we've just seen such consistently great fishing on the long range scene for quite some time. But superior yellowtail action. And just up today, we just dropped a video I did yesterday with Darren Dohe from 310 Rodworks. Darren is not only a gentleman, but he is an outstanding and avid angler. And he went with his wife Vivian on board the Royal Polaris, and they had an absolute ball. He's going to tell you all about what a 10-day trip is truly like. His experience just in November, day after Thanksgiving, on board the Royal Polaris. And you can catch it right now. You can catch it on Instagram. You can catch it on Facebook. You can catch it right here on YouTube. Watch that video because you're going to love that podcast with Darren. He's a gentleman, and it was good to see my old friend. And man, you're going to hear some really great fishing, some extraordinary catches, and you'll learn more about what 310 Rodworks is all about. So go back and check that out. Out there, Tanner and Cortez Bank, which is about 80 miles from where I stand. Nobody's been out there recently. First of all, we're bumping up against Christmas. And number two, weekdays, it's tough to get anybody who wants to head out that way. The Freedom is all finished up for the season, and they went out with a bang. The last time they were out there, it's been a couple weeks now, they ended up with 40 yellowtail. They had 7 bluefin tuna and copious amounts of rockfish. So really, really good. But I think we're done with Cortez and Tanner for the time being, unless somebody gets a charter and runs out there. We'll keep you in touch with all of that. Taking a look at our islands, we look at the Coronado Islands, mostly rockfish. Same thing at San Clemente Island, where it's been mostly rockfish. Catalina Island, providing some good sheephead and whitefish. We're also seeing some good deep water cod if you want to do that, and some really good lingcod fishing. The El Patron out of Long Beach Sport Fishing has been focusing their efforts mostly in that shallow area where they're catching those whitefish and those sheephead. There's a good chance for some halibut and maybe even some white sea bass. We've seen some of that at Catalina Island, principally because we have so much squid around this year. As I've been telling you, we have squid at the islands. We have squid on the coast. There's just copious, you know it was coming, copious amounts of squid everywhere this year. And of course, that is going to be the magnet that draws more predators into Southern California, perhaps for this winter, but definitely for the spring of 25. It's going to be a big spring with lots of halibut and white sea bass if my crystal ball is still functioning correctly. And for those of you who know about my albacore predictions, sometimes that crystal ball doesn't work the way it's supposed to. The El Patron is headed out to Catalina Island on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and you should jump on board with that great crew on that great boat who works so hard to provide you with a memorable day's fishing. www.longbeachsportfishing.org. Get on the El Patron. That Channel Island region, still really great rock fishing going on up in that neck of the woods. We've seen superior rock fishing throughout the entire area. Sunday was Kids Fish Free Day with Captain Daniel Hottaway on the Island Spirit out of Ventura Sport Fishing. They had 330 rockfish for 33 anglers, a couple of lingcod. Really great fishing. And this Friday, we're on board the Island Spirit. You need to call them and get on board. The plan right now is to go to Hidden Reef. Last time we were out there on the Island Spirit, well, let's put it this way, man. You're not going to believe it. How about a 13.5-pound salmon grouper? Giant boccaccio, and all kinds of other really big quality fish. You're going to need a 16 to 24 ounce torpedo sinker, but Daniel Hottaway covers all of what you'll need for this Friday's trip, tagged on to the end of the morning briefing, so stay tuned for that. Check it out. If you'd like to join us or just learn more about the deep water rock fishing opportunities up there on board the Island Spirit, you can do that. And how about these private boater photos of the Island Spirit with an orca breaching off her bow, spy hopping, also beautiful stuff. Man, those are some awesome photos, and that was on that Kids Fish Free trip on Sunday. Those kids were treated to some really great memories, man. Those orcas put on a show for the kids. It was remarkable. So really good stuff going on. On our thumbnail today, my dear friend Mark Sonoda. He's a great guy. He is on board the Amigo. In fact, he was on that lobster trip providing great entertainment for all of us with Jason Lawler. It was so much fun. Those guys are great. And Mark was up there out of Santa Barbara on board the, what was he on board? The Coral Sea. That's right. What's wrong with my memory? And he had that great big lingcod. There's some big lings up there in that neck of the woods. There is a guy who just launched, and he's in his swim trunks with no shirt on. Whoa, man, I got to show you this guy. This is unbelievable. This guy's got to be freezing to death, doesn't he? Look at this. See that guy? That is unbelievable. I had my camera set wrong anyway here this morning. I'm glad I kind of looked at that finally. Probably have it all screwed up. All right, you've been probably staring down my nostrils for the majority of this. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully, I've been in the photo or the picture because I'm not reshooting this. I'm telling you that right now. So, anyway, some really good stuff going on at the islands right now. We'll be on the Island Spirit on Friday. Can't wait to join you on board that one. Also, as we take a look here in our local situations, half, three-quarter day boats continue to pick at the whitefish and sheephead. Some guys will go offshore and fish that deep water cod, but most guys are fishing for the shallow water stuff like the sheephead and the rockfish and that kind of stuff. So we'll watch that for you very, very closely, and hopefully that's going to continue to head in the right direction. Hey, speaking of lobster, how about a guy by the name of Johnson Wang? He had a 13.4-pound lobster last night. That is a tremendous catch. Man, unbelievable. Some great lobster hoop netting going on. And as I say, that trip on the Amigo was fantastic on this gorgeous, beautiful Tuesday morning here in Surfside, California. Wonder if you were looking at my chest at the beginning of that report. Like I said, this one's sticking the way it is. Sorry about that. And as we take a look at the Southern California surf fishing's been mostly barred perch. There's been some really good barred perch fishing going on down here at Anderson Street. There's a huge tower on Anderson and Pacific Coast Highway. Man, this guy the other day had a couple of 14-inch big slab barred perch. Cold water mean barred perch. That's when you're going to catch more barred perch than ever. You get the baits and the tackle and everything you're going to need down at Big Fish Bait and Tackle in the beautiful city of Seal Beach, California. It's gorgeous here this morning, and I'm headed to San Diego. Literally cannot get anything more in my car. I've got probably 50 rods, maybe more than that. I have several tackle boxes and more tackle, have all kinds of baits, have copious amounts of clothing. I'm going to meet my friend Diego Nuno, who is a deckhand on the Royal Star, and load Diego up, and then all those goods will go across the border for Christmas for our brothers and sisters in Mexico. And that is about that much of what we've collected. We're shipping stuff all the time over to our brothers and sisters in Mexico. And I thank you all who have made that possible to donate so many things and really just open your hearts up here during the holiday season. Daniel Hottaway coming up next. You're not going to want to miss that. So stay tuned for that. And of course, I'll keep you in touch with the very latest. Hey, how about we look at this guy one more time, because I'm telling you, man, this guy is my new hero. What the heck? Oh my God, he's not cold? He's got to be freezing to death out there. Well, anyway, that's what I call a real waterman out there this morning, out there doing his thing. All right, my friends, have a great day. As always, I'm looking at this beautiful sunrise here this morning. There's one surf fisherman down the other way. As always, I wish you the very, very best. Happy holidays. And I hope to see you really, really soon. Daniel Hottaway coming up next. Don't go anywhere. With a special live edition of Friedman Adventures, and we're going to go up to Ventura, California, where Ventura Sport Fishing is located, and more specifically, where the Island Spirit is, and my dear friend, Captain Daniel Hottaway. Daniel, good to see you. How are you, my friend?
Good to see you too, Phil. Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good, man, because we're going fishing with you on Friday. In fact, we have three
Absolutely.
things at least to talk about, as well as take
Mhm.
questions. And I'm just going to name them up front so everybody out there can hear what we're going to be covering. And then you can tell me, man, we got more to talk about. We've got orcas to
Yeah.
talk about. We've got great fishing for kids yesterday. And then we have our upcoming trip on Friday, which looks really good. I don't want to jinx it, man, but have you looked at the weather for that trip?
Yeah, it looks really nice. I'm
Flat
super happy
calm,
about
man.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Me too, because
Yeah.
that'll allow us to go and fish. Let's start with the orcas, for God's sakes. What a show. I heard you up in the wheelhouse looking at those things. It's really, really remarkable when you get to ride up
Yeah.
next to a pot of orcas.
Yeah, absolutely. I wish I got better footage or more footage, but I was just trying to keep track of those things and let our people see them. I'm sure a lot of the guys on the boat got some pretty cool videos, but yeah, I actually got a call about 15, 20 minutes before from another boat on Channel 16. I had it kind of quiet, but I heard Island Spirit kind of faintly, and I responded. And another boat, a local boat out of Ventura called the Vanguard. They were on a dive trip or something, and they had encountered those orcas, and they saw us kind of, on our way home, and just let me know to keep my eyes out, and then we might come by this pot of orcas. So after that call, I started, looking for him, paying attention, and you know, thought thought I saw something. So we kind of headed that way, and yeah, we actually had those orcas right around our bow for like 3 minutes. It was pretty
Oh,
cool.
wow. How
Yeah.
many times have you seen orcas in your career?
Working like as a captain driving a boat, this is my first time. I saw him once before when I was a deckhand in San Diego, and once when I was a kid, just fishing, I saw some. But the first time I've ever seen him up here at the Channel Islands.
So a pretty rare occurrence and a definite treat. I heard the kids down on deck, man. They
Yeah,
sounded ecstatic about it.
yeah. There was a couple of the little baby orcas, and the kids are really fascinated with those. So, yeah, little bonus show.
Yeah, awesome. All right, how about the fishing? How was it for the kids? Sounds like 330 rockfish for 33 people. Doesn't sound like it can get much better than that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. 330 rockfish, couple lingcod. Yeah, it was pretty easy day of fishing. Everybody went home with their limits of cod, and it was a fun trip.
I'm loving this wintertime weather so far. We've had an occasional little blow up with the wind, but overall,
Yeah.
it's been very, very nice. And as we look ahead to our Friday trip,
Uh-oh, we lost Phil. But yeah, like Phil was
hey,
saying, the weather's been really. Oh, you're back. You're back.
yeah, unfortunately,
Yeah, I think you were saying the weather's been really good this winter. It's true. I'm knocking on wood, but I think we haven't lost any trips, maybe just one because of the weather. This whole like winter season, which is pretty rare.
yeah.
Usually we lose like half of our trips or something because of the wintertime breeze. But we've had really beautiful weather up to this point, and looking ahead in the forecast, looks like we have more of this super nice flat calm weather for the rest of the season.
Yeah, for sure. Let's
Yeah.
talk about Friday's trip because there's still an opportunity for people to join us. Tell us about departure time, cost, what the plan is, what kind of tackle. Let's just run through it all.
Yeah. So we are doing the deep water rockfish special. Friedman Adventures sponsored, of course. We're gonna leave a little bit earlier than normal. We're gonna take off at 6 a.m. Just give us a little more time a little more travel time, so we can take you guys out to some nice rock fishing spots. But you're gonna want some 16 to 24 ounce sinkers. Then 3.0 or 4.0 circle hooks will be just fine. And then you want to use like minimum probably 40-pound test. A lot of guys that like to use lighter stuff like 20, 30, 25, whatever. If you get too big rockfish and we're pulling them over the rails, your rigs break off a lot of the time. So really recommend using 40-pound minimum for your top shot. Uh, but yeah, just bring a couple 16s or 24-ounce sinkers and you should be set.
How deep are we going to be fishing? Like, what's the range going to be?
Yeah, anything from like 360 to like 520. Nothing too crazy. So you should be totally fine with a 16-ounce sinker. And looking at the weather, it doesn't look like we have a ton of breeze or anything. You can't predict the current, but it should be fine with a 16-ounce.
All right, perfect. Cool. Granddaddy's joining us. That is Abe. He said he was going to take over if I couldn't come back, and let me tell you, it would be a much better show with Abe in charge. He's awesome, man. So weather is looking absolutely phenomenal, and sometimes that can
Yeah,
prohibit you from going outside and fishing the long areas. It doesn't look like, at least at this point, that's going to be an issue.
yeah, absolutely. It looks beautiful all over for Friday, so I think we're gonna be able to go wherever we want.
Do you have any destination in mind, or are you playing that by ear?
Yeah, I'd like to take you guys out to that hidden reef that we went to earlier in the season. I think that'd be fun. So weather looks good for it as of now.
Oh my God, that
Yeah.
that place was so phenomenal. I don't have to tell you, man. You were the one. You had that 13.5 pound boccaccio at
Yeah.
salmon grouper, and you were holding that thing up. And oh my God, I couldn't believe it went right down to your feet almost. The tail of that thing.
Yeah. No, I was standing there when it came up. It came up like belly up, so we were catching a few cow cod. I volunteered as a descender guy, so I was constantly just descending cow cod, and I saw a thing come up, and I was thinking, it's another one, and then it flipped over and it was brown, salmon grouper, not a cow cod. So that was pretty cool.
Hey, I can hear you, but I can't see you.
I'm sorry, I got a phone call. I declined it. It froze me for a second.
Yeah, no problem. We can
Uh,
still hear you, so we can kind of continue that way. So, Daniel, 6 a.m. departure. What time do we return?
we'll be back sometime between like 4 and 6 o'clock. We'll see.
Okay. And
Yeah.
more importantly, where the heck can I watch the Notre Dame football game that night?
Plenty of places in the harbor. I'm sure we'll have it on. So, recommend the Boatyard Pub.
All right. That's what I wanted to hear, man. I
Yeah.
want a recommendation from you. All right. So, anything else, man? I mean, it's just going along really well. And you also are going to be fishing until the end of the year. There's going to be more kids' free fishing trips on Sundays. You still have that all going on, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe this Sunday might be our last one though. Or what's the date today?
16th, I think. Yeah, December 16th.
16th. Yeah, we have one or two more, but plenty of room on those still. If you guys want to join us, you can book on the website at venturasportfishing.com or 805-676-3474. That's the landing's phone number. They're open from about 9 a.m. to like 7 or 8 o'clock at night.
All right, Daniel, anything else?
It's about all, Phil. Can't
Man,
wait for
what
Friday.
I can't wait either. It's going to be a big party. There's a lot of great people coming, and I'm looking
Absolutely.
forward to seeing you as always, my friend.
Absolutely. We still have plenty more room. So if you guys would like to join again, you can call the landing or venturasportfishing.com.
Yeah, hey, do that, everybody. I think it would be great. Dan Smith is joining us, and he says, hello, Phil, Captain Daniel, and the Friedman Adventures family. Cool granddaddy
Hmm.
says, can't wait, fellows. So I think Abe is coming with us. You'll get that show in person. Robert Graber, I thought you were going to be able to run off, Daniel, but you're not going anywhere quite yet.
It's
Robert Graber up
all
there
good.
in the 805. He loves our 805 coverage. He says, good morning, Phil and Captain Daniel and the Freeman
Good morning,
Adventures
guys.
family. Happy Monday, orcas. Woohoo! Hey, I haven't had any sleep either myself, Daniel. I
Yeah.
was out lobster hoop netting all night
Oh,
last
yeah.
night.
You guys on with Doug, I heard.
Yeah, it was fun, man. We had a really, really good time, and it was really good hooping. So it was
There you
a
go.
crazy good time, and I'm looking for forward to another one of those days on Friday with you.
Absolutely. We can't wait. So just a few more days, plenty of spots still. You guys can join us by visiting our website or calling the landing. They're open right now until about 7 or 8 p.m. this evening. So hope to hear from you guys, and we'll see you real soon.
Daniel, take care, my friend. See you Friday.
Take care, Phil. Have a good one, guys.
Bye bye.